All right, thank you, Coach. Tough ending here for your hockey club. A team that looked as though it managed the puck very well through the first 40 minutes, and obviously when things tightened up in the third, that wasn't the case.
Well, I mean, give them credit, but at the same point, we left Ovechkin open in the slot twice, and he isn't going to miss those. The first one not so much, but the second one, we've got to take him away there. And then in overtime, it's a tough turnover.
On a bright side, Matt Murray, maybe your best player on the ice here tonight.
Yeah, he was. He looked really good. He looked calm. He made all the saves. And the team responded accordingly. I thought the Stützle line was probably our best tonight. I thought Timmy was probably the best player on the ice for us. When you get that kind of goaltending, some guys, tend to make a little bit more plays and be calmer with the puck. And I thought Timmy was probably our calmest player tonight.
All right, and Tim was flanked by Alex Formanton, who, again, on a bright note, Coach, continues to progress. I'm sure you're seeing signs of some pretty impressive growth.
Absolutely. He didn't panic with the game on the line. He carried the puck. You see at the end of games why you pay the big guys, the money, Ovechkin, and those guys win games. Timmy Stützle is going to be one of those guys. When it's 2-2, he's still carrying it through the neutral zone. He's making plays. He's not giving it away. And that's great to see.
Chris Garriott, Post Media.
You think, DJ, you had the effort you wanted, you just didn't get the result?
Well, yeah, you're coming into Washington, who's as good as anyone in the league. You got a 2-0 going into the third. They're coming with a push. We bat it back into our zone. We got to keep pucks going north, and it ends up, after a long shift, mind you, Ovi finds a way to score. The second one hurts because that's more on us. They earned that first one, but with the guys that we have out here that are playing, you don't like the way you end up getting a point because we kind of gave them that one in overtime, but certainly we gave ourselves every chance to win.
You always talk about your team learning, and they can learn from that experience too, right?
Well, for sure. They're going to be, Ovi can't play forever, and there's going to be the turn, for Timmy and Brady and Norris and Patherson. It's going to be their turn. They're going to be down 2-0 at home to a young team, and they got to take the game over. And they watched how he did it and how their top guys did it, and that's a learning lesson. But for us, you got to learn to put games away, and everyone. It's not the first time, Washington's done that to people, but we have to learn from it. We got to learn to manage the puck, but it wasn't like it came off turnovers or not, caring. It's just, they made some good plays.
Take a couple more. We'll start with TSN.
DJ, not as many shots on net tonight as your previous two games, but how would you assess the chances you got?
We had some chances, not as much. Every building's different. I hate to say the shot clock guys. Some tend to come off a little more than others. And they do a good job blocking shots. They have big guys that get in lanes, and I can't ask for a better start. We're out shooting them 3-0, I think, through 10 minutes or whatever it is. So, it's not that we didn't attempt some shots on net. They blocked them. I think we'd like to have our power play back. I don't know how many shots we got there, but that's where they generated probably the difference in shots tonight is their power play shots versus our power play shots. 5-on-5, I think we're probably pretty close.
This is a detail, but in overtime, Josh Norris lost his stick and he picked one up. Was it his style of stick? I'm not blaming it for the turnover, but I'm kind of just curious about that.
No, it wasn't his stick, and I was trying. Nick Paul was up, but you grab whoever's stick. It's a left stick. That's not, I don't think it's the stick's fault there. You just got to take care of the puck a little bit better.
One is Matt Tidcombe on site.
DJ, you mentioned the first period there briefly, but what did you really like about that first period? You held them to 0 shots, I think, for about 16 minutes. You also came out of the period with a 1-0 lead too. Well,
that's how you got to play on the road. You gotta bore them a little bit. You gotta stake around, especially with guys like this. You can't take penalties, and we did that. We did everything to script. We had to get through the first 6 minutes of the third period and skate a little bit more. I thought some guys, start just slapping the puck away, and that's where I really liked Timmy. And I started Timmy in overtime, because I thought he was our best player tonight. But Timmy was skating. He didn't, in the moment, just give the puck away and watch the other team. He wanted to be a difference maker tonight, and it was great to see.
Right back at it tomorrow night in Columbus. How do you pick yourselves up and get back to work tomorrow night?
Well, I mean, the way you lose, you don't like it. Like, you had him 2-0, but you lose 2 goals to the greatest goal scorer of all time. It hurts that you leave him open and he scores, and the way we lost in overtime. But you get a point in Washington. I thought we really played well in Pittsburgh. We've got to find a way to win the game in Columbus. I think this is our not 100%. I think it's 10 of 11 now. We're going to play on the road before we go home and get a chance to be at home for a little bit. So there's no better way to let's finish this trip and come out ready to go tomorrow night in Columbus.
Are there a lot of coaches saying, wishful thinking, hoping Ovi can't play forever?
Yeah, I mean, I've been I think this is my 7th year in the league, and I just, honestly, I haven't seen, you see some guys in the league that slow down and then, eventually retire or whatever over my 7 years here. I don't see any difference than my first year to now. He's just as dangerous. He scores just as fast, just as strong. It really doesn't, so I mean, that makes him 29 years old or whatever he was. He really doesn't show any signs of slowing down at this point.